What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lonnie from FlightSim Gaming. Today we're doing a flight with Scandinavian, flying in the newly released iniBuilds A320Neo. Not a big fan of this aircraft. I don't like the way the flight model is when it comes to takeoff and landing. I keep smashing down the landings. I'm not sure why. Takeoff roll is takeoff pitch. The initial pitch is a little weird in my opinion. It's something I'm not used to. I've flown the Phoenix quite a bit since Phoenix has been released, so my brain is configured to fly at the Phoenix A320, not this aircraft. This aircraft actually flies different than the fly-by-wire A320Neo as well, so we'll have to see how things work out with this aircraft. Other than that, there is working VNAV. It's not a terrible aircraft. It's just not something that I prefer. I'm sure a lot of people probably have a difference of opinion than what I have, but again, that's just my own personal opinion. I'd much rather the Phoenix aircraft. Obviously, Phoenix is study level, and this one isn't, but definitely is a step up from the Asobo A320Neo. So I guess people who are flying on Xbox get a free aircraft, and it's not bad in that sense. But anyway, the aircraft does get you from point A to point B. We're gonna have a first look with it. I know a lot of streamers are kind of already showcasing it. Our last video, we landed here in Tromso in the E190 aircraft with Finnair. I was gonna originally do this flight from Tromso over to Svalbard, but the problem is I can't get the aircraft to properly set the approach in the FMC. I'm not sure what the issue is. I tried an RNAV approach for runway 27, and it was bugged in the FMC. I don't know what was happening. It showed us the distance to the airport was like 5,000 nautical miles or something. So I don't know if that's just an issue with that airport and this aircraft. I tried other routes, and I couldn't replicate that same issue. So anyway, we're heading over to Stockholm today. We're landing in Arlanda. We are Scandinavian 1492. It's a real world flight flown by Scandinavian in the Neo from Tromso to Stockholm, Sweden. The flight time is about an hour and 48 minutes. We'll see how fast we get there. I believe we've done one video out in Stockholm, so at least now we get a nice approach coming into Stockholm. I haven't practiced this flight yet, so I might be a little bit green or a little bit rusty. I've only got a couple flights in this aircraft so far, but anyways, hopefully you guys are enjoying this aircraft more than I am. It's like I said, I'm not a super fan of it, but anyway, let's jump inside. Let's get this aircraft ready to go here. I had to create some wing views for the aircraft. Took a bit of time, but we got her all configured out. Okay, over to the EFB here. You always got to set this up. Click on Sim Brief. It'll automatically load in your Sim Brief flight plan. Go over to Payload. You're going to click Sim Brief again. It's going to load up your fuel and weight, and then you're going to apply that load. Instant. We're going to do it instantly. Beautiful. Come over to the Takeoff tab. While we are here, we're going to go ahead and sync everything. We're not flying on any ATC. I'm not flying on BeyondATC. I'm a little sick of it flying out here in Europe. I did some flights out in the United States, and I have to say it works flawlessly flying in the United States and Canada than it does anywhere else in the world. So we're not flying on BeyondATC today. This is sort of just a little first look here on the channel. That's really my intentions with this video here. Anyways, let's come over here. I believe we're going to be departing off of runway 18. The winds actually are now 360 at 5, so we're probably going to go ahead and change that around. We can depart off of runway 36. As a matter of fact, it's kind of going to fuck up our Sim Brief flight plan here, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Runway 36, it's dry. We're going to go ahead and sync all of that. It did not sync in our weight information. I'm not sure why. That's sometimes a bug. But anyway, runway heading is 003. This is always wrong too. Don't understand why. We'll go ahead and plug that in. Like I said, normally the weight will come up. It's not coming up right now, but our estimated zero fuel weight 56.0. And we'll go ahead and plug that in. We're going to do a flaps 1 takeoff. We'll go ahead and calculate, and we'll send that to they call it an FMGS or the FMS, FMC. I'm not sure what you call this thing. MICDO, I believe is what it's called. But there we have it. That should all be set up here. We're going to come down here, and we're going to set the rest of the aircraft up while we have GSX doing its own thing. Init requests, beautiful. Flight number is Scandinavian 1492. Beautiful. Today's cost index, we have a 44. Pretty high. Couple bugs I'm noticing with the aircraft. I can't... I guess it's sort of already aligned itself. Had an issue with trying to align it myself. Wasn't working. Come over to page 2 here. All of our sim brief information should be plugged in here. 56.0, 6.1 on the block fuel. All you gotta do is just click those tabs and you're Gucci. Alright, so here's the issue. Now, because of my sim brief flight plan that I had created here, we were expecting to depart off of runway 18. That's all going to change. I'm going to quickly open up my charts here. We were expecting the Mocha 1 Bravo RNAV departure. I wonder if they have one for runway 36. And they do. So we're actually going to go ahead and configure that. And we're departing off of runway 36 again. And it's going to be the Mocha 1 Alpha departure. We'll go ahead and insert that. Beautiful. Come over down to Stockholm here. We are expecting, I believe, the ILS 19 right approach. Actually, SimBrief has it as runway 08. Let me just see what we got here. There is an ILS for that. Let's look at the weather. The winds are 130 at 9. So I guess we can probably go ahead on runway 8. Even though ideally runway 19 right would be the ideal information. Just going to open up radar here, radar 24. Just going to see where the aircraft are currently landing on, and they're landing on 19 right. So we're just going to stick to what we know. We are going to expect the ILS 19 right. We are on the Himmer 5 Mike approach. ILS 19 right. Himmer, I guess Himmer 4 Papa approach for the for runways 19 left and 19 right, and no transition. We'll go ahead and insert that. Beautiful. As you can see here, my distance is good. It's exactly in sync with what is expected. It's actually showing 657 nautical miles on that route distance, but we'll see what happens. When I was doing the flight over to Svalbard up in northern Norway, because there is a real world flight from Tromso over there with the Scandinavian Neo jets, this, anytime I would set the arrival, would change to like 5,000 nautical miles away. So glad we have all of that figured out. Come over to the perf tab here. Just confirm takeoff data. Beautiful. And the trims are going to be, flaps are 1 up, 0.4. Plug that in. Transalp is 7,000 here. Beautiful. Come over to the secondary flight plan. We'll go ahead and copy that. I like to set this up in the Airbuses. Did not mean to go there. Let's redo this. We'll delete selected, and we're going to go ahead and copy again. Basically, we want to set in our new destination in case of any type of failures. Not that I fly with any type of failures on, but this makes things a little bit more realistic. Secondary flight plan cleared. Beautiful. Our new destination. We are going to expect the ILS 36 approach. We don't need to worry about any type of star. We're not doing anything too crazy. Let's go up here, put on some weather information. 0540 on the squawk. Beautiful. Let's come up top here. We'll have a look at weather information in Tromso. The winds are 360 at 5, visibility 10,000 meters or greater. It's 16 degrees. Altimeter 1021. If we look at our charts here, there is no altitude restraints, but Transalp 7,000 feet. We are expecting to climb up to 39,000 feet. I'll just go ahead and plug in 39,000 feet. Climbing up pretty high in this bird today. Beautiful. 39,000 feet is all set. APU must be available. Go ahead, turn that on. We'll get our fuel pumps on. Beautiful. Beacon light can come on. And some stuff here we can do on the ground. Door is open. Let's go ahead and shutter. Get rid of all this crap. Beautiful. Come over to GSX and we'll prepare for push. While we're preparing for push, let's open up Navigraph here. Have a look at our departure. We are on the Mocha 1 Alpha RNAV departure for runway 36. You can see the winds are 360 at 5. Actually pretty calm. It would actually be a nice approach landing into this airport.
Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Standard departure, basically runway heading. Then we're going to make a right. And then another right out to Mocha. We have a few speed restraints. Very simple. Initial climb clearance is 9,000. Let's not worry. We're going up 39,000 feet. Transition is 7,000 feet. Beautiful. Like I said, the winds are 360 at 5. Temperature 16. Altimeter 1021. Go ahead and get rid of Navigraph. If you join the content, ladies and gents, don't forget to smash down that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate that. Let's go ahead and turn on some lights here. I guess we got the cockpit lighting that are automatically lit up in this bird. All the lightings are on. Secondary flight plan cleared. Beautiful. Another thing that I see a lot of pilots do here is... Can't do it here, I don't know why. Program, here we go. They plug in departing airport information. Very simple. Beautiful. And I think pretty much all set here. Let's go ahead, quick edit pushback. We have been cleared for push and start. So we got to go the opposite direction. Somewhere there, beautiful.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Engine number 1 over to start. Not sure what all those noises are. I apologize. That might be the tug or something. I'm not sure. See if the noise still happens inside the cockpit. Nope. This aircraft does fly a lot differently than the regular A320 CEOs. Sounds like my honeymoon. God damn. Hop back inside the aircraft here. Beautiful, ladies and gents. Beautiful. One thing I should probably do, just double check. Make sure all our waypoints are plugged in. I think they will be, considering the distance we have set in here. But let's just make sure we're going to make it over to Stockholm. And it looks like we're going to. Beautiful. 2 good engines. That's what I like. Come back up top here. Get rid of some stuff. APU coming off. Taxi light. I think I put it on. Yep. Taxi light coming on. Engine start switch over to the norm position. Let's go ahead. Flap 1. And we'll arm the speed brakes. I love what iniBuilds is doing for the FlightSim community. I love the fact that, you know, they're getting shit done when it comes to getting content out there, aircraft and, you know, scenery, airports, things like that. Their stuff is a little heavy on the frames, but like they released a full-on free airport in Milwaukee. You know what I mean? They just released this aircraft free of charge. It's crazy. Big shout out to iniBuilds for doing that. Huge respects. You know, like I said, some of their stuff, their scenery is very high in when it comes to performance. But again, can't really complain when, you know, they're putting out top-notch stuff. Some of their payware stuff is reasonably priced, and then they're just throwing these curveballs out here. You're just pretty much updating, I guess, the Asobo version of the Neo. And that's it. We're cleared for taxi. Zoomed in on here by mistake. And sorry, we're cleared for taxi. Cleared to taxi to the runway. Let's open up Navigraph. Show you what our taxi routing is. We're somewhere over here. I think gate 20. We're over on Yankee. We're gonna go Yankee Alpha, backtrack 36, spin around, and head on out. That is thy plan. Beautiful. Parking brake coming off. Takeoff confirm. Call the cabin. This aircraft loves to roll by itself at idle. Yeah, I think iniBuilds is coming out with an A350 as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think they said A350. Not sure if that one's going to be free, but again, great for Xbox simmers where they don't really have much content for their simulator. They kind of have just a basic simulator, which is boring in my opinion. Gotta say, the ground handling of this aircraft is phenomenal. It taxis very nice. Probably one of the better aircrafts that move pretty decently on the ground here. Let's go ahead and get some lighting on. And we just came to a stop. Let's backtrack runway 36. How can you not love flying into airports like this, you know? The winds are now 280 at 7. That might be a problem. Need as much runway as possible on departure with this aircraft. This aircraft it requires a lot of back stick, a lot of back pressure on the stick. I don't know, it's just different for me. You know, again, the flight model is different than a regular CEO. But I gotta ask my buddy who's a pilot for JetBlue. He flies, he's certified in the A320. He's now a captain in the A220. I gotta ask him the difference between, you know, if there's much difference between the two. I'm sure there is. Make sure to get ourselves nice and straight here. Something like that. Beautiful, ladies and gents. All right. Clear for takeoff. Let's get the rest of our lights on. Strobe lights should have came on as we entered the runway. My fault there. Taxi lights, strobe lights. We're lit up, ready to go, ladies and gents. Enjoy the departure. Hopefully I don't fuck it up. Flex set. Winds are showing 000 at 6. 80 knots checked. And V1 rotate. Very heavy. Very heavy. And positive rate of climb. You're going up. Pitch for about 16 degrees. I'm telling you, it's weird to me. Let's see if we get some shots here. Oof. Jump back inside here and make sure we're being good pilots. Throttles over to climb. We're gonna hand fly this aircraft for a little bit, just to, you know, get a feel for it. We're getting thrown around a little bit. I can feel it. Flaps up, ground spoilers disarmed. Go ahead and start that right turn. $2,500. Have a speed constraint here, 230. We're going to make sure that we don't overdo it. Sorry, 7,000 is transom. We got time. We got time. there, 7,000 feet there. Standard pressure is in. Let's go ahead, start that right turn. Now we're going to start to speed up. Let's go ahead and pitch her down. Let her climb. Feet, go ahead, and landing lights coming off. Now we're going to climb up. So we're going to speed up 302 knots. Let's get back on course here. Not sure why the aircraft does that. Go ahead, stick it in autopilot, ladies and gents. I don't know what the issue is with the flight directors there. The aircraft is like, its turning radius is not perfect. You know what I mean? I don't know. But anyways, let's enjoy some views here. Oh. Not a bad takeoff, you know. I'll take it. Beautiful views out here in northern Norway. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'm telling you, one of these days I'm just gonna stop working and just enjoy what the world has to offer. You know what I mean? Just gonna enjoy it. Anyway, ladies and gents, I'm gonna take the aircraft up to 39,000 feet. That's the one. There we go. Take the aircraft up to 39,000 feet. I'll catch y'all on a descent into Stockholm, Sweden. Should make for a decent sunset arrival. Catch y'all in a bit, ladies and gents. Enjoy the rest of the video. Peace. What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the second half of the video. We are on the descent into Stockholm. We're expecting the ILS runway 19 right approach on the Hammer for Papa RNAV arrival. So open up Navigraph, have a look at what we're doing. We're just passing, looks like 22,000 feet now. Hammer 4 Papa RNAV arrival. So we're going to hit the Hammer VOR, and then we're going to hit the Erkin VOR, and then radar vectors for final. We're not going to vector ourselves. We're going to have the flight plan kind of set up properly. There's no discontinuities, so it'll kind of just vector itself. 2,500 feet is what we're descending down to at the present time. Minimum's 318, transalt 5,000 feet. The winds are 120 at 6, temperature 14, dew point 11, altimeter 1017. And in the meantime, so I find that in managed speed, this aircraft is just descending down a little bit too quick. Don't know if that's normal for the Neo or not. We'll take it. Let's just go ahead and adjust some numbers here. So we have the winds 120 at 6. So I actually this was just updated not too long ago. So I had set this all in maybe about 10 minutes ago or so. And the approach speed is pretty low, 131. Kind of see what happens here. I'm going to go ahead and take it out of managed speed mode there. We're going to send at about 270 knots. Beautiful sunset approach. Coming into Stockholm. I'm not a big fan of landing this aircraft. Just giving you guys a heads up. About 20,000 feet. 20,000 feet. How many miles? Probably about, I would say, 63 miles out. I'm not great at landing this aircraft. I'm going to do my best. Just the flight physics, like I had said at the intro of this video, are a little bit different for me. Something that I'm not used to. I've watched some streamers, showcase this aircraft, some real professional streamers, and there's mixed reviews, but for the most part, everybody's enjoying it. I think British Av Geek, he just doesn't like it at all. He flew into Tromso in this aircraft and was having a hard time with it, and I'm kind of having the same issues. I know Captain Canada was having some issues with, I believe, with the takeoff on his first flight, and the landing is looking weird. This airplane does land hard on geese, so basically on this little app here, -1, I think this is the last landing that I've done. But it does land hard with geese landing rate monitor. I'm not sure why. The flare logic is a little bit different in my opinion. So see what happens. The winds aren't ideal for this aircraft in my opinion, and obviously with Microsoft Flight Simulator and their how the weather and the winds work, it's just it can make sort of for a spicy approach here. But anyway, we'll give it a go. We'll see what happens. Landing with the iniBuilds A320Neo still. My opinion, the fly-by-wire is still my better of the two aircrafts. But let's see. There's some things that need to be worked out. Obviously, outer tank fuel transfer has started, so we're low on the fuel tank in the wings. I don't know if that's an issue with SimBrief maybe not giving me enough fuel for the flight, but I've noticed this on every flight that I've done in the iniBuilds A320Neo. I'm always getting this message. Not that it's a bad thing, but I do get some ECAM warning messages that talk about fuel flow in the tanks. But other than that, it's got VNAV, it's got some other things that the fly-by-wire doesn't have. VNAV capabilities is a big thing. Everybody wants VNAV in their aircraft. But how about these views, ladies and gents? These views are absolutely phenomenal. Coming in Stockholm, Sweden. Some clicking going on. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's not doing it now. I don't know. Ever since Sim Update 15, I've been noticing issues with, I think it's with DX12 or maybe the Frame Gen mod. The screen just starts to stutter. As I kind of move around and pan around, the screen just kind of starts to stutter. So hopefully this doesn't experience on this flight here. But we will see. And there is that message there. I guess the fuel tank transfer is complete. That's why that's gone there. Flaps 4 landing, by the way. Also, no restrictions on this approach, other than on the Hammer for Papa. We got to be crossing Hammer at 13,000 feet or below, which clearly we have accomplished that. But yeah, not a terrible aircraft for those wondering. Probably not going to be showcasing too much of this aircraft on this channel. Hopefully there's an update. But, you know, we will be back in the FlightSim Studios E175, possibly the E190. We're going to be doing some sky-high flights. Or just, I guess, one flight per se, not a whole whack of them. Haven't decided what we're flying, but I know it's either to Bonaire or from Bonaire. Bonaire is a pretty cool airport. Flemington International in Bonaire. Go ahead, get the speed back, 240. Don't forget, ladies and gents, if you're enjoying the content, smash down the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Greatly appreciate that. I know it's been a little bit since I've been posting content, and we've kind of gotten, you know, a handful of videos out this month, and we're going to keep going, keep trucking. Took a little bit of a break there, you know, life sometimes can get a little bit busy. Landing lights coming on, beautiful. Landing lights are on. Trans out 5,000 feet. Got some time here. We're at 240 now. Coming up on 10,000. There's going to be a stutter coming up somewhere along this approach here. It always happens. I've done a couple flights. I'm not sure if it's a scenery issue with the Orbex Stockholm Arlanda, or if it's the aircraft, or if it's the region, or if it's the ortho from one of the old updates. I don't know, but it's going to be a long pause, and it's happened twice now on 2 separate flights. Sure our throttles are doing what our throttles are supposed to be doing. Beautiful. Anybody going to FlightSim Expo? I'm not going. I know it's in Vegas this year, and there's a lot of big vendors that are showcasing some stuff, and a lot of big streamers that are heading out. Maybe in the near future it'd be something that I would do, but not this year. Go as a fan. You know, I wouldn't go as a content creator. Obviously, I'm a small streamer, small gamer. I don't even stream. What am I saying? But I'm excited to see some of the stuff that they have, what they're going to showcase. I think that's the reason for having FlightSim Expo. PMDG is going to be there. Hopefully some word on, I'm assuming 777's not going to be released before FlightSim Expo. I'm almost certain it's going to be released after. Wait, I don't think PMDG is going to be there. That might be the thing. That might be the issue. I don't think they're going to be there. Maybe we'll get some news about the Aerosoft A330. Who knows? Coming up on 8,000 feet. Looking good so far. This aircraft does fly the VNAV pretty well. I had an issue flying. So as I had said, this flight originally was going to be from Tromso over to Svalbard. I hope I'm saying that correctly. That's in northern Norway. There's only a couple flights that happen. Pretty sure Norwegian flies into there from Tromso, as well as Scandinavian flies into there. Just couldn't had issues with the RNP RNAV approach. Just wasn't working for me. I had decided to scrap that idea. Maybe I need to get proper payware scenery for that. There's the stutter. Always happens right here. I've never experienced something like that before in the simulator. That's all new. So like I said, that could be the airport maybe populating in. If you guys have the Orbex Arlanda Stockholm Airport, let me know in the comments if that's something you guys experience. So maybe I gotta delete it and reinstall. Winds are slowly shifting. So right now, aircraft are departing and landing on the runway 19s. Now the winds are favoring the runway 08, but I don't think I want to chance that. I could probably do it, but there's no ILS, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I think aircraft are departing off of runway 08, but they are still landing on 19er right. Not going to worry too much. Starting that turn, coming up on 5,000 feet. Let's go ahead. Altimeter is going to be set 1017. And we'll go ahead and slow the aircraft down 210. Beautiful. Landing system should have been on. My apologies. 10,000 feet. You want to turn that on, by the way, ladies and gents. 10,000 feet. And as you can see, we are coming up on glide slope pretty nicely. No complaints. 18 miles out from the airport. $18 miles out. I'm going to go ahead and activate approach phase, and we're going to confirm our landing info one more time. QNH 1017, 14 degrees, 120 at 6. 318 on the mins. Beautiful. Weird approach too. As you come just maybe a couple hundred feet above the runway, there's always some wind shifting going on. Yoke is being set. And we're going to go ahead and manage mode. Arm the Yoke, wait for Yoke to capture, then we'll go ahead and arm the approach button. See the airport off there, off to our left wing. Again, I'm not a pro with this aircraft, so I am expecting a harder than normal landing. You got to really pitch this aircraft up. You got to really flare the shit out of it when you're trying to butter a landing. It's weird. I don't understand it, but yeah, that's what I've noticed. I noticed you really have to flare it. It looks real awkward. Don't know if that's how this aircraft normally flies, but if you guys really want to learn how to fly this aircraft, check out I think it's A330 driver, I believe his name, the old 737 NG driver. That guy there, Emmanuel. Appreciate everything that guy does for the community, posting content on a regular basis. How to fly aircraft. He flies it super well. 2,500 feet. We're waiting for Yoke to come in. $10 miles out. Gonna go ahead, arm the approach. There's the Yoke. Beautiful. Go ahead, flaps 1. This aircraft flies the ILS very well. Flies the ILS very well. So, should have no issues with that. Go ahead, arm the speed brake. And there's glide slope. Let's go ahead and get the rest of our lights on here. 7 miles out. Flaps 2. This approach is 2,500 feet, by the way. We have that already bugged in there. Beautiful. Speed rolling back. So I dropped the gear. Helps with the drag. Flaps 3. 5 miles out. Looking good. And flaps full. Go ahead and ding the cabin there. Beautiful. You're down 3 green. Flaps full. Speed brakes are armed. We're looking fabulous on this approach here. Speed's coming back. 130 on the approach speed. It's a little low. Phoenix, I think, is usually maybe 5 to 10 knots higher. But anyway, coming up on 1,000 feet. Right now the winds are showing 194 at 15. It's gonna get a little bit squirrely down there. 1,000 feet, ladies and gents. Let's go ahead. Take control of the aircraft. What the fuck was that? What the hell was that? So I moved that. Showing 4 whites. Let's go ahead and do what we do best on this channel. Whatever the hell that was, that kind of screwed everything up. So we got to get her back down. The winds are shifting, as you can see. We just got to make sure that we come in
400.
nice and straight on this landing. Aircraft's doing a bunch of things here.
300.
Beautiful. The winds just completely shifted from left to right. That's what this airport sometimes can do to you.
Minimum.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Burst is coming out. I'll take it, ladies and gents. I'll take it. All day, every day. 80 knots. Ladies and gents, welcome down to Stockholm. We're going to go ahead and vacate off to our left over here. Don't know what the hell happened there, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Vacate off to the left here. Let me see where we are going to park, ladies and gents. I do have a parking spot. Yes, we want to go. We'll go gate 4. That's where we're going to go. Gate 4. Go ahead, spool up the APU. We're going to go ahead and take Zulu. Call up GSX. Gate 4 is small. Let's give it a shot. What did it say there? 230, 239. Told you, this aircraft lands hard. I don't know if it's actually that. I do have FSI panel, and I have been comparing. I've been doing some landings with it. It's off almost, I would say, 80 feet per minute. 239. We have 1.02 Gs, which is happy. 2 degrees, 2.5 degrees left side slip. I mean, we're not pros. We're not pros. We kind of just make do with what we have, right? So we're on Zulu. We're going to take Zulu over to Zulu November. So it's up and around the bend here. We're coming over to Terminal 5. That's where we're going. Jetways don't attach here. I don't know why. Not at this terminal, at least. Let's go ahead and slow her down here. One thing I have to say, though, the way that this aircraft handles on the ground, it's probably one of the best handling aircrafts, in my opinion. Sorry, we're going over here, Terminal 5. That is Terminal 5. I believe that's just a different pier. This is Pier A. Taking it to Zulu November. It's around this bend here. Zulu Kilo. I think what happened was, I think the aircraft, when I knocked it out of autopilot, I'm wondering if the trim got all, if the trims were all out of whack. So they're at 0. I'm wondering if the trims got all out of whack. I haven't touched the trims. I don't know what the hell happened. I might have hit the wheel. I don't think so. Looking for Zulu November. Zulu Mike. And it's the next one. Coming in over here. Beautiful airport, by the way, ladies and gents. This is not a bad airport at all. This is done by a developer, I believe, from Orbex. His name's Marcus, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a fantastic airport. I'm on frame gen, by the way. As you can see, I'm getting about 60 FPS. FPS is not great at this airport. I think I kind of effed up there. I think we want to go over here. ESSA is not normally great at this airport. We're looking for gate 4. Now this aircraft does like to move at idle. So, let's just make sure we come in nice and slow. So I know we're not center. We're center about here. So let's see what the aircraft does. And we're going to go a little bit past. Or maybe we don't have to go past. Parking brake coming on. APU bleed coming on, ladies and gents. Let's kill some stuff here. Come back upstairs. Beacon light can come on. Let's go ahead and request boarding. Okay, jetways are attaching. Weird. Weird. They don't normally attach. And let's do this, ladies and gents. Let's do this. It's weird that it's attaching. It doesn't always attach. Door should automatically open. Beautiful, ladies and gents. Well, there we have it. Beautiful flight in from Tromso. This is probably going to conclude some of our European flights for the time being. Definitely going to come back out here. Maybe we'll do some flights, maybe in South Asia, maybe in Asia, or the Middle East. We'll mix it up a little bit. I know a lot of my viewers want to see a lot of North American flights, but I like to try to showcase kind of as much as we can here. But anyways, catch y'all in the next video, ladies and gents. Don't know what's happening here. Give me 1 second here. What is going on? But catch y'all in the next video, ladies and gents. Enjoy the rest of your week. Peace.